I would now like to introduce the team from Advocacy Peel to pay a tribute to Mr. Iluyomade. As well, we will cue a video that we will play right after the tribute. And so I welcome Ms. Paula Hilton.
All right, so my name is Paula Hilton. I am one of the members of Advocacy Peel, also known as the chair for Advocacy Peel that started with Kola. And I'm gonna bring up my counterpart, Tim Vining, who is also a family member. And Tim's going to do the.
Hi, Kola often introduced me as his brother of another mother. And I actually spent some time alone and asked Kola to help me with tonight's remarks, so be forewarned. To properly honor the legacy of Kola Iluyomade, we must first heed his message that disrupts anti-Black racism, the foundation of white supremacy. History is filled with examples of how the prophetic calls of African and Black individuals were co-opted by systems to make them more palatable to the status quo. This has happened to the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and Nelson Mandela. We cannot sit idly by if those who uphold the white supremacist status quo ever try to whitewash the challenging message of our brother, Kola Iluyomade. If Kola were present physically in this room today, we know without doubt that he would clearly tell us that the work of dismantling anti-Black racism in the Peel District School Board is far from over. And in fact, it has barely begun. The rates of Black student suspensions remain disproportionate. The outcomes of this training in particular have not become a reality. Black excellence is not recognized in the board and celebrated, but it's often resisted by discriminatory practices. Very recently, in a conversation with a mother of a Black student, she shared how she tried to intervene when a teacher refused to treat her child with respect due to the color of his skin. My heart sank when she said, "It feels like they hate our children." We have not moved far beyond the incidents that are contained in the ministry report that resulted in the PDSB being placed under supervision by the Ministry of Education. Many within the system want to bring the police back into the schools, despite the overwhelming documented evidence of racist practices of the Peel Region Police against African and Black communities. I remain haunted by the image of a 6-year-old girl shackled by Peel Police. I think that image still haunts us. We criminalize what we fear, and we fear what we hate. Kola Iluyomade would never let us remain comfortable in the face of this reality and the ongoing trauma being inflicted on yet another generation of Black students. Today, we remember him for leading the struggle. And we do not honor his life and legacy by turning a blind eye to the lives, young lives, being ruined by racist practices, collectively referred to as the school-to-prison pipeline. The small gains that have been won to improve the lives of Black students, this center here, did not come about because those who uphold white supremacy had a sudden change of conscience. That day has not come. Changes only come about as a result of resistance and struggle by those who rise up and have the courage to say, enough is enough. We deserve better. The Kola Iluyomade Center of Black Excellence can make this as its primary mission to build an inclusive school system that engages the students most impacted in the process. Kola Iluyomade lived and died for this. The American abolitionist Frederick Douglass wrote, "Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never has and it never will. Find out just what any people will quietly submit to, and you have found out the exact measure of injustice and wrong, which will be imposed on them. And these will continue till they are resisted with either words or blows, or with both." Our brother, Kola Iluyomade, chose to resist with his words. And for our own sake, we must never ignore those words. Let's move away from an educational system that's rooted in fear of the other and toward one built on a foundation of love, respect, and human rights. And as always, my brother Kola gets the last word.
Governance and enemies, power, and power demonstration all in one, particularly the intention and violence. I'm hoping that these recommendations will not be just recommendations, that they will be directives from the minister. Because the way school boards do directives and recommendations are different. So recommendations are suggestions, directives are you must really comply. But what we're also doing as a community or diverse communities of African Canadians is that we will also be credible in holding them to account. And we are not going anywhere. It has to stop. It's not that difficult to treat Black children the same as other children. It really isn't. But culturally, this is what we have to deal with. And I think it has to get escalated. And I don't know what that looks like. But I think the problem has been escalated, and I'm hopeful, cautiously, to see what the directives will be.
Thank you, Paula, Tim, Advocacy Peel, for your advocacy and your work, and reminded us that we've made progress, but the work still needs to continue. And so thank you for that. And thanks for reminding us that the work that we do is around ensuring that we're supporting Black student success, we're supporting Black families, Black communities, and it's so important to ensure that we come from a place of an ethic of care for Black students. And so it's so poignant and important that this plaque is being unveiled at the Center of Black Excellence, where our work is grounded here in knowledge, unity, and love. So thanks for that reminder that it's so important that we ground our work in love and care. Love and care.